they don't want just the kids that have only studied. You have to be highly qualified in your area.
所以这个是和国内 This is really different from China. Okay. 今天和大家
你好。
今天想和大家就是最近有很多人在问，就是在这边的教育是怎么样的，学校是什么样的。其实我对国际教育，对这边的教育也不是特别清楚。今天就和奶奶一起，因为奶奶之前是老师 ，so she knows better about the education here. No, thank you. Stay close to
background music.
他们都说美国的公立学校很糟糕，是真的吗？
好和不好 It depends more on
学区、地区
determined by your neighborhood and where you live. If you live in a place where it's really not very good educational outcomes, a lot of kids don't go to school, a lot of kids don't speak English, that kind of thing, there definitely resources will be stretched in those places. So most parents in America, when they're thinking 我们要住在哪里那个地方都是跟那个学校有关系 So you can have really quite poor outcomes, but if you want a very good education, from teachers to resources, they do have really good resources.
所有的私立学校都很好吗？
不一定。
红豆上的是这边公立学校的幼儿园，因为离家近，出了门过了马路就到了。这边的学区还不错，奶奶当时在这边教书，所以我们就送去了。因为我们对私校并没有考察过，今天讨论的主要就是公立学校的一些教育。首先我们先讲一下，就是我们比较关心的，在这边怎么申请大学。If you want to apply for the college, you still need to get your SAT or ACT.
Usually, yes. That's you probably won't have any trouble on the ACT or SAT if you've taken the advanced placement classes, the honors classes. You would do really well.
So that's the college test.
Yes, and most colleges in the United States require those now. And the reason you want to take those is because it doesn't matter what college in the United States, they will require those tests. And so you take it once and it can go to any school, not just your state.
Does the Lexus score can last only 1 year or 2?
Your scores, they usually last forever, but you can retake them several times. They took them more, their scores kept going up. Yes, you have to have your grades and your ACT and SAT scores. So if you failed all your classes and still did well on those tests, no, you would not. They take your SAT, ACT test scores. They also take how involved have you been in school? Did you take a foreign language? Can you play a musical instrument? Did you take a debate? Were you on the debate team? They look at kind of well-rounded. They don't want just the kids that have only studied. Another one is foreign language, and that's a real big one too. That's advanced placement.
Yeah.
Advanced placement is when a high school student does well in school. He would take an honors class. That means usually they don't do it till their junior or senior year. And those classes are a little bit more difficult. They are almost on a college level, freshman college level, first year. If they do well on that, they take that class during the year. At the end of the year, they'll take a test. And if they get a certain score, above a certain score, they can get college credit for that class, and they don't have to take it when they go to college. So it saves them time and money.
So that's AP.
That's an AP. So it's an advanced placement. So it's harder than your regular high school course.
From elementary school, they provide
Some
AP class.
Yeah, some
right?
honors classes or some advanced placement classes, even in elementary.
Elementary school.
They call them gifted.
Another called AA. What's the difference between AP and AA?
Okay, they're sort of different things. An AA is actually a degree that you get. There are certain requirements that usually takes 2 years, and it's called an associate's degree. So bachelor's, associate's 2 years, bachelor's 4 years.
Yeah.
Master's is usually 2 to 3 years more. Doctorate is 4 years after that. So this is just a beginning. A lot of kids take enough AP classes that they will have an associate degree when they graduate from high school. So they will finish half of their college in high school. Kids have enough if they have enough credits, if they've taken enough AP classes, and that's a heavy load for a high school kid. If they've passed those with a certain score, they get college credit and they'll get an AA degree at their high school graduation. But some of these kids are advanced enough that they can take that in high school.
What's the basic class?
You have to take an English class all 4 years. You have to take a math class. You have to have a science. You have to have 3 out of 4 years of science classes. And they have to be certain ones: biology 1 year, chemistry 1 year, physics. Same with math. You do algebra, you do trigonometry, you do calculus, pre-calculus, calculus. You have to have history. Your senior year, it's not a history class like American history or world history. It's American government. It's called a civics class. So you kind of understand how the government works. You have to take a physical education class. Now, in California, you have to take it every single year. You have to take arts, whether it's art or music or
So
speech.
those you are not going to choose it. You say, oh, I
You
don't
can
like
pick. You can pick of those, but you have to still take them.
Oh,
You have to take a woodworking class or a metalworking. You have to learn how to make things. You have to take a cooking and sewing class just once in ninth grade. And so the basics are history, English, science, and math. Football or sports is usually not too important, but they do like to see that you've done some, they call them extracurricular activities. You've done something beyond that so that you're just a little bit more well-rounded.
the middle school class can't similar to the high school class.
The ninth grade is. The ninth grade is actually part of high school.
Like
So 7th and 8th grade are more middle school curriculum. Ninth grade is
high school.
high school. So high school's more business. If they want to get ahead, maybe they've taken a summer class just to get
You
ahead a
need to
little
pay
bit.
extra to.
It's a lot. It's extra, but it's not a lot because it's paid for by the school district. So it might be 25. I think it was $25 for each class.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
elementary school. One teacher in one class teach all the class.
She teaches all the subjects. Yeah. Elementary, that teacher teaches all the subjects in each grade.
Teach, like English,
Science,
Chinese,
math.
math, just those.
The basics, well, they teach all of them. Everything they have, that's,
Is that-
they don't teach the music, they don't teach the gym.
Yeah,
They have other specialist teachers for that.
but does the middle school is the same? The teacher teach all the class?
No.
No subject.
No,
Only one teacher.
you have to teach in middle school and high school, you have to have a degree in your area.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna be an English teacher, your degree is in English, and you have to take education classes too. You have to be highly qualified in your area.
所以这个是和国内 is really different from China. Some people ask how to be a teacher
Teacher.
here. First, you have to get a bachelor. You need to take a test to get a certificate.
No,
teacher certification.
No, you just have to pass all your classes.
Just pass
Uh-huh. And there are a lot of classes too that are required by the federal and the state government that you have to take in your education, with your education on pedagogy and instruction and how to deal with diverse learners. And so that's a 2 years of just working just on education classes too, besides your major. So you do it at the same time.
Yeah, so like I talked to a Chinese teacher here. She said, "Oh, if you have a bachelor degree, just if you want to get a job here, if they need a Chinese teacher, just go talk to the principal."
Yeah, if you have a bachelor's degree,
Yeah.
yeah. Here, teachers have a kind of an interesting thing. There is no difference between women and men's salary. None at all. It's only based on how many years you've taught and how many college credits you get beyond your bachelor's. Everybody's the same. And that's not always true in some professions where men might be paid higher. Not at all in teachers. It's just, this is what everybody gets. And if you have a master's degree, more. If you have a PhD, more money.
Oh,
And then AP.
that's all.